One of the most important government departments in Whitehall, responsible for business policies and energy policies in the middle of a cost of living crisis, had their civil servants walking out on a weekday on a full pay to go on a picnic and play games in the park. This is absolutely fascinating. Now, there are certain things that happens all the time in Westminster on an annual basis, on a quarterly basis, whether it's like sports days or playing games and going picnicking and all that. But sometimes you question certain decisions. The government, for the BEIS department, business and industry and energy, they've come out, the staff basically left the office on a weekday for a whole day to do their sports day, the departmental sports day. Now, they receive the full pay. Then, to be fair, I'm not really convinced, even if they sit in the office, they do anything at this point. But the problem here is the cultural problem of civil service. But it's also a bad look. When the country is going down and there's an energy crisis, you guys should literally be working 24/7 for the next few weeks and months. And then you're leaving the office on a weekday on a full pay and doing your sports day. I'm not against any kind of bonding session. I'm not against sport. And you guys should do something, some sort of incentive or whatever, right? I'm getting praised. But why can't you do it at a weekend? Why can't this be on a Saturday or a Sunday? Why does the taxpayer have to fund it? Why should it be on a weekday? And why is it that, what do you actually achieve by all of you leaving the office? I mean, who's running the country? If it's not the politicians and ministers running it, and if it's not even civil servants, you kind of question, is anybody in charge? Who do you knock on the door? Is it actually even the Queen? Because she doesn't exercise her powers, the crown. It's a bit weird. In the middle of all this, you have obviously the Ofgem that's raised the energy price caps by 80% to £3,549. This is coming from October. So literally everyone's preparing themselves. Right now it's still warm outside. But from October, November onwards, it's going to slowly get colder. And the people who can afford it, they started to basically pack up their bags and everything. The people who can work remotely and have a bit of money, like in the lower middle classes. And they're literally going to go abroad for like a couple of months. Because even paying to go abroad and in an Airbnb somewhere, in the south, basically, like in maybe South Africa somewhere, that will be cheaper than staying in the UK and paying the energy bills. It's sad that people have to leave the country. Now, those who can't afford it, they're stuck. There are people in the country from Wales to Lincolnshire to places in the northern Yorkshire. And it's not just the elderly and pensioners. There's still people who have young families who can't afford to actually pay the bills in the next few months. It's not even bad yet. You think that's bad? Some people receive the bills. I received my bills a bit like it's gone up massively. It's still summertime. Imagine what's going to happen in November and December. And then you have people coming up with weird solutions saying, well, it's big government socialism that's caused this, rightly so, the policies and everything else on a globalist level. And they say, oh, the only solution is more socialism and more power to government to basically nationalize the industries and do energy caps, right? That's exactly what caused the problem in the first place. The solution is not go anarcho-capitalist, but there is basic ways to do it. The problem, firstly, is not the retail level when it comes to energy sources and companies. It's wholesale. It's the ones who drill the oil and gas. It's not the retail kind of the brands that you see. It's not the companies themselves. They're not even the problem. It's the wholesale that's caused the prices to go up or down. And then on the other level, it's not just the VAT. It's not even just the green taxes that's causing it. It's that the contrast between the wholesale prices going up and down is causing it. So sort out the problem, sort out how you source your energy. So definitely start fracking. Definitely start doing safe, small and affordable nuclear plants around the country. And go to the North Sea everywhere. Get it from your own country. It will be cheaper than going to beg either Saudi or Iran or Russia or anywhere else for that matter. That's why the prices keeps going up. This is the biggest problem. But again, it's like they want it to happen. It makes you think, is anybody coming up with any proper solution? Probably not. Now we're going to, on the same topic, we're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come and talk about what the Italians are doing about the energy crisis because they're rebelling against the government and the energy companies. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.